Hello, it is Friday, December 4th, and I am in Peru, Illinois right now, which is somewhere I have no idea where. North of Chicago, south of Rockford. So we are road tripping, and I've learned many, many things on this trip so far. One is that Matthias is a troll. I'm just kidding. I mean, we already knew that, so it's not really something I learned. But learned some very valuable information on this trip. McDonald's. They have a bakery section, and I bought an apple fritter for $2, and it was very disappointing because it was really soggy. Only problem is it felt like it was really late at night, but it was really only 4 o'clock because the sun set really early. And since it was 4 o'clock, it was like middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. The fritter just ended up being a little sad. So sample size of 1. That's not necessarily to say that that's my only experience. I will have to try it again to make sure because I've heard good things about the bakery, specifically their blueberry muffin, which I've had 2 independent recommendations from in the span of 20 minutes. The other thing that's really important is that the holiday pies are back. I repeat, holiday pies are back. Best pies in ever. They're just like a custard pie, but I didn't buy any last year because they were $1 each. And it was enough of a price hike that that I was disincentivized to do things that were bad for my health. So I didn't get one. So this year, got them. Excellent, excellent, excellent. They're so good. Next thing, we went through Madison. And when we were driving through, I remembered that there's a Wings Over there, which Wings Over is a brand of chicken wings. And it's one of my favorites that I used to frequent back when I was an undergrad research assistant at University of Connecticut in the summer of 2012. I went to Wings Over stores a million times. So when I found out that I could actually realize my dream of going to a Wings Over in Madison, or going to Wings Over Madison, we made it happen. And oh my gosh, these wings were amazing. The honey mustard glaze that they use somehow is just the most delicious thing I think I've ever eaten. Slight hyperbole, only slight. But yeah, so now we made about 5-6 hours. Still got 17 to go. But we're having fun, enjoying it, and yeah. Anything else?
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Oh yes. So at McDonald's, see, I knew I needed you to be here. So quarter pounder with cheese. We were ordering using the mobile online order, and so you can make modifications however you want, extra cheese, no pickles, whatever. I noticed that on the quarter pounder with cheese, you can say no salt. And I was really intrigued because usually every time I eat a quarter pounder, I eat it and then my mouth is so dry. So this time I was I'm going to try getting one without salt. And Matthias was I'll get one with salt. Or the normal way, right? So my concept in my head is okay, you have a patty where you mix the salt into the patty before you make it. I don't think anyone thinks that McDonald's puts salt with a salt shaker on their burger, which I don't think they use a salt shaker, but I was I want to try it without the salt. So I get it without the salt. My first bite, I bite into it and I'm it's not as tasty. And it's also, as you might expect, not as salty. So overall, it was still a really good quarter pounder with cheese. And I was noticeably less dehydrated after consuming one. But I also was not as satisfied burger wise, but I was good. It was still tasty. It just wasn't as tasty. So, risk reward, anyway. So I think that's all we've got. I have a toy here that I am about to play with. So I got an Osmo Mobile 2 refurbed unit from DJI. It was a Black Friday sale, and I figured it was $35, so I might as well try it. So hopefully some of these videos might be a little bit more stable, and you guys can enjoy that. And all of our stuffed animals are creeping on us right now. Ah! Troll. All right. Hope everyone has a good night. I will see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, after I hung up and I was editing the video, I remembered that there were a lot of things that we talked about, or that we learned on this trip that we did that I forgot to mention. So we were listening to a lot of the community podcast, or Welcome to Greendale, which is great if you are a fan of Community and you have seen the show like 1,000 times like we have. But one of the things we learned was that like there's a scene where there's a Luis Guzman statue that's being taken down, and it's supposed to be like spoilers. Sorry, yes, it's supposed to be like an homage to when people were taking down the Saddam Hussein statue, and someone made that reference on the podcast, and we were both like, "Oh man, that's crazy," because it's just not in our cultural zeitgeist, which is kind of interesting. The other thing is when we were driving around Madison, we saw so many young people who looked like college students who were not wearing masks while they were walking around. And also when we were at Wisconsin rest stops, they did not have signs on the doors that said like, please wear masks. But when we got to Illinois, then they did have those signs. So, another strike against Wisconsin. Come on, we know you can do better.
But can they?
Yeah, but can they? All right. But it is, that's, I think that's mostly it. If we forget, whatever, memories are ephemeral. Anyway, good night. It is late. See you tomorrow.